Hi, welcome back to Shades of Radiology. Today I am going to discuss case of the month contributed by Dr. Surabhi. Thank you Dr. Surabhi for contributing an excellent case. Let us see. 30-year-old female post cesarean section presented with abdominal pain after 20th day of LSCS. So initially the patient came for ultrasound and you can see a heterogeneous hyperechoic lesion beneath the anterabdominal wall at the operated site, and you can see a thin hypoechoic rim surrounding the hyperechoic lesion. Hence the patient was advised CT to look for the extent of the lesion and to rule out any malignancy as well. Hence CECT was done and you can see a heterogeneous fat stranding which is confined to the omentum and abutting the anterabdominal wall at the operated site. In the sagittal image, you can see clearly there is a thickening and some amount of fat stranding at the operated site as well, and you can see the borders of the lesion are very well maintained with heterogeneous fat stranding, and you can see few fat containing areas within the lesion. So based on these, the differentials could be the evolving abscess, that is postpartum abscess at the operated site, or inflammatory changes as well. And second thing is, as there is a recent history of LSCS, malignancy is less likely, but we never know, the omental deposits or other disease entities has to be ruled out. Third differential, let us discuss with the diagnosis itself. So this is what I wanted to show you. It's very well defined hyperechoic lesion with surrounding hypoechoic rim on ultrasound. On CT, it's again well defined with fat containing areas in between, showing mild heterogeneous enhancement, and the rest of the abdominal organs were completely normal, and hence the diagnosis of secondary omental infarction was done, and patient lab results were completely negative for infection. That is, the total leukocyte count was normal, urinalysis was normal. Hence the diagnosis of secondary omental infarction was done, and on follow-up the ultrasound was done. The size of the lesion is well formed and slightly reduced compared to the initial scan. So based on this conservative management, we have come to the diagnosis of secondary omental infarction. Let us see few lines about the omental infarction. This omental infarction can be either primary or secondary. Primary is usually ill-defined, predominantly fatty with internal fat stranding in right hypochondrium, which is very commonly seen. And the cause in primary omental infarction is due to kinking of veins or vascular compromise. Secondary, heterogeneous, more dense and mass-like omental lesion, which is usually 5 to 9 centimeters, due to artery ligation or venous thrombosis or kinking of vessels or mechanical distortion by gravid uterus. So this is the secondary infarction, which is usually more heterogeneous, and it's like the site of the culprit. Like post-operative, there might be kinking of the vessels during the surgery, or the suture might be entrapping the omental fat, leading to thrombosis of the vessels and leading to this omental infarction. This is called as secondary omental infarction, and this has been further classified as type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4. And this classification is very important so that the other differentials of omental deposits or tumors can be differentiated. You can see here in the type 1, it's ill-defined heterogeneous fat containing attenuating lesion, and type 2 it is well defined fat attenuating lesion with rim enhancement, and type 3 it's a well defined heterogeneous lesion with fat component. This, in our case, it is type 3 secondary omental infarction, and type 4 is very well defined heterogeneous lesion without fat component at all. So these types has to be kept in mind before concluding the diagnosis of omental deposits or omental tumors. So always keep in mind, sometimes the omental biopsy may be required in suspicious cases, like if it is like showing a mass forming, like enhancing lesions within the involved area. So take home message, here is an example. I'm going to show you the primary, which is well defined, and you can see in the right hypochondrium is the classic location. So this is a case of primary omental infarction, and in our case it is at the operated site. Post LSCS, the patient has presented with normal labs and everything, and that is a case of on follow-up was done, and the size of the lesion has come down based on conservative management. So our case is a diagnosis of secondary omental infarction. Thank you all.